This is the peak of the malaise era. I present to you the 1976 Chrysler Cordoba.
An absolute icon, Tommy, and today we're here in Detroit, Michigan for Chrysler's 100th anniversary, and we get to drive this piece of history.
We're gonna go drive an icon. Let's go do it.
Tommy, do you see the color of these seats?
This is a silver, not like a white or like a gray. It's a silver vinyl interior.
Yeah, that is something. So it's not the Corinthian leather that these Cordobas were known for, but it is something. Tommy, they said that these were known for being the small Chrysler of the time.
It is a small Chrysler.
Is it?
By
that hood.
Full-size truck standards.
Listen to that horn, Tommy. What is going on there?
We gotta give it one more honk. Are you ready?
I feel like we're running a parade.
So, Case, 1976, Chrysler Cordoba, but not just any Cordoba. This was the show car.
Yeah, so it's got some special paint, some different wheels, a few things that are not exactly the same as stock, but a lot of what this car is true to the Cordoba.
But Case, this was a pretty pivotal car for Chrysler because this was the small Chrysler.
Yeah, so they say. So it's a pretty big car, Tommy.
That hood ornament, the Cordoba emblem, it's in Illinois and we're here in Michigan.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a haul to get to that hood ornament.
Absolutely, but that just tells you what a lot of vehicles were like at the time, which is to say, huge.
Now this is based on the B-body platform, which underpinned not just one car or two cars, but a whole line of cars.
Oh, more than a dozen, yes.
B-bodies were 62 through 79. So pretty serious production run for this basic architecture. But let's talk about the engine. This is a 360 cubic inch V8 motor. Should we see what the power's like?
Yeah, let's feel the acceleration.
Here we go.
What?
It's better than I thought, actually.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
So these engines, right, these 360s, even though this was emissions era and they didn't make a ton of horsepower, it's kind of that big, lumpy V8 experience because they actually made pretty good torque.
Yeah, it's got a lot of torque right off the bat, right off of the push, which is pretty cool. It makes this feel like a luxury vehicle. And the other thing that I think is really cool about this car is the design, that big long hood, it being a two-door. It's got a very cool silhouette to the car that actually makes it look sporty in a way.
The most polarizing part of the car is the headlight design.
I actually like the headlights a lot.
You like the headlights?
Sure, yeah,
you
don't?
Cordoba headlights?
Cordoba headlights, sure.
No,
I'll take a Cordoba headlight.
It looks like a mouse that got caught in some headlights. It's stunned to see you. It's just these two round beams just, This was the malaise era.
Oh, absolutely, well into it.
Of luxury cars, right? This was the pleated leather.
I'll tell you what though, this is an incredibly comfortable vehicle.
And that's what nobody talks about. Everybody makes fun of the malaise era.
I think they're kind of coming back though.
Do you think they're coming back?
I think there's a lot of people who are seeing how inexpensive some cars from this era are, how cool some of them are, and yeah, how unbelievably lazy boyish they feel to sit in, because this seat, color aside, this is a great seat.
If you want to be comfortable, there is nothing more comfortable than a 1970s American boat.
Oh yeah.
This thing absolutely floats down the road.
It feels like we're riding around in a hot tub.
It literally feels like you're in a hot tub. That's exactly right. And with the silver vinyl, you basically are in a hot tub. That's what this reminds me of.
I'm pretty impressed with it.
Here, we're gonna pull over here. Let's do a. Let's
check out the exterior.
Let's show the fine folks the outside of the
fine
Cordoba.
That is a really cool key. It's not one that you're gonna mix up with the other keys that you've got hanging up in your house.
Now let's check out the exterior design. Now,
hold on. Oh, there we go.
Because This is a show car, there are elements that Case mentioned didn't make it into production, and we gotta talk about the paint.
Yeah, the paint is pretty spectacular, to be honest. This black, I don't know if it's going to come through on camera, but it's got quite a bit of flake in it.
And it's got this gold pinstriping that separates the two-tone black and silver, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then because this car is owned and preserved by Chrysler, it's probably the nicest Cordoba in the world. So you've got this beautiful chrome front bumper with the chrome headlight rings and your little turn signal rings. And then these wheels were a little different too. So your typical Cordoba wouldn't have had this stylized wire wheel, but this car does.
The car
yeah,
perfectly.
It does. And
so does the two-tone.
This is actually really cool. Look, I really like how that two-tone kind of stops halfway through, where you typically have like a Landau top and then finishes there.
Yeah, and we've got little windows behind the front doors, or the only doors.
And in the rear end, you have the Cordoba medallion in the taillights as well.
Look at that.
That's pretty crazy.
But don't you see what I'm talking about? The car has a little bit of a sporty shape to it.
You know, I see what you're saying. Maybe not so much the front, but the way the angle of this rear window kind of juts out toward the back of the car, it's got a little bit of Charger in it. Just a little bit, you know?
I think so. So this Cordoba is a cool car. I think for some people, it makes a ton of sense too. They understand it, they get it. Your dad, for example, this was the car that's here that he was maybe the most excited about. And the reason we're out here is this is Chrysler's 100th anniversary celebration.
And look, Cordobas didn't sell a little bit. They sold like 176,000 Cordobas in the first year it was made. 176,000 people lined up and said, yes, that is the car I want, which seems crazy today. But this was kind of like, I don't know, like the Avalon back in '76. It was a relatively affordable luxury car, and 170,000+ people lined up every year to buy one of these. And when's the last time you saw one, Case?
Today.
Just now.
Before today, I don't know.
Only Cordoba I've ever seen ever.
So there were clearly more people than just Roman who understands the appeal of this vehicle. And after driving it, I kind of get it too.
Some other things I like about this interior case is you've got this kind of stainless steel finish across the dash, which kind of classes it up a little bit. We've got some basic analog gauges, and then we've got the 8-track player.
Classes it up a lot. Sitting behind the wheel of this car with that hood jutting out in front of you makes you feel powerful. I feel like the man in this car. I'm also very comfortable, immediately relaxed getting behind the wheel here.
Case, you look like the man in this car. This car suits your personality perfect.
Very light steering as well, so it's a comfortable, easy, luxurious kind of thing to be behind the wheel of. This is cool, and this takes you right back to the mid-'70s, where you can 100% picture getting behind the wheel of this and thinking, oh yeah.
My dad and my grandparents ran a Czech restaurant in the 1970s in Chicago. And everybody drove these cars to the restaurant. Like seriously, Cordobas, LTDs, they were just everywhere in the mid to late 70s.
This is way cooler than an LTD.
Yes, and he would say that these cars would roll up to this restaurant with cigarette smoke pouring out the windows, right?
Yeah.
Then the people driving the car would head into the restaurant for lunch. They would have 3 to 5 martinis and then drive home. And that was the 1970s.
Only 3 to 5 sounds like a light day.
3 martini lunch, stumble out into their Cordoba, and then cruise down the road.
And see, this is a finger steering kind of car, and I have a hard time imagining getting upset in this car. For one, could you imagine if somebody was upsetting you and you went to go honk at them like this? Hey! It doesn't work. You got to be relaxed in this car, and it's pretty easy to do.
I don't understand how they made the vinyl so unbelievably silver.
Did we lose the ability to make comfortable seats? I'm realizing now, only just now, that I forgot to take my phone out of my back pocket, but you can barely tell because it sinks into the vinyl of the seat.
Everything sinks into the vinyl. Hopes, dreams, worries.
Yeah. Oh, and the headrest is so perfect. This whole car is extremely plush, quiet, smooth. It's genuinely a lovely thing to drive.
And you're being driven down the road guided by a gold coin. Look at that. Some shipwreck somewhere is missing a gold coin. It's on the front end of
A doubloon?
A doubloon. It's on the front end of your 76 Cordoba.
Yeah, and I think boat references are valid in this vehicle because it is a boat, but a really cool boat at that. So pretty special experience to get to come out here to Detroit, experience a lot of Chrysler's classic vehicles, and we're going to be doing as many videos as we can with these machines today to bring you guys some of these experiences with a few of Chrysler's most iconic vehicles.
And no Corinthian leather.
No Corinthian leather today, but maybe another day.
Genuinely, though, big thank you to Chrysler for allowing us to come out here. I think I came into this car thinking it was going to be a joke, and I'm leaving thinking it's awesome.
Yeah,
This thing is actually really very cool.
This, to me, seems like your style. Tommy brought his 70s film camera to this event. This is just the logical next step for you.
And listen, the biggest takeaway, who cares about handling? Like, why do I need my car to handle so well living in America? All I do is drive down the interstate at 70 miles an hour. So what does it matter if it'll take the Nürburgring at 9 minutes and 52 seconds?
Exactly.
The Cordoba won't do that, but it doesn't matter. All right, we'll see you guys next time.